Please read the following license agreement. You must accept the agreement to continue the setup. Well, whatever you say. Microsoft Windows 98 Second Edition End Users License Agreement for Microsoft Desktop Operating Systems. Important, read carefully. This End Users License Agreement, EULA, is a license agreement between you, either an individual or a single entity, and the manufacturer of the computer system or computer system component, hardware, with which you acquired the Microsoft software products identified above, software product or software. If the software product is not accompanied by a new computer system or computer system component, you may not use or copy the software product. The software product includes the computer software and may include associated media, printed materials, and online or electronic documentation. Any software provided along with the software product that is associated with a separate end user's license agreement is licensed to you under the terms of that license agreement. By installing, copying, downloading, accessing, or otherwise using the software product, you agree to be bound by the terms of this EULA. If you do not agree to the terms of this EULA, manufacturer or Microsoft Licensing Incorporated, MS, you are unwilling to license the software product to you. In such event, you may not use or copy the software product, and you should promptly contact manufacturer for information on return of the unused products for a refund. Software product license. The software product is protected by copyright laws and international copyright treaties, as well as other intellectual property laws and treaties. The software product is licensed, not sold. The term computer as used herein shall mean the hardware, if the hardware is a single computer system, or shall mean the computer system with which the hardware operates, if the hardware is a computer system component. 1. Grant of license. This EULA grants you the following rights. Software installation and use. You may only install and use one copy of this software product on the computer. Storage/network use. The software product may not be installed, accessed, displayed, run, shared, or used concurrently on or from different computers, including a workstation, terminal, or other digital electronic devices. Notwithstanding the foregoing and except as otherwise provided below, any number of devices may access or otherwise utilize the file and print services and pure web servers of the software product, if included. If the software product is Windows 98, you may additionally use the multi-display feature of the software product to expand your desktop as described on the online help file, without obtaining a license for each display, and permit a maximum of 5 computers to connect to a single computer running the software product solely to access the internet using the internet connection sharing feature of the software product. You may not allow these connected computers to use any other components of the software product, nor to invoke application sharing as described below. The 5 connection maximum includes any indirect connections made through software or hardware, while pools and aggregates connections. I probably said that wrong, but I don't give a shit. If the software product is Windows NT Workstation, you may use the software product on a single computer as interactive workstation software, but not as server software. However, you may permit a maximum of 10 devices to connect to the computer to access and use services of the software product, such as file and print services and pure web services. The 10 connection maximum includes any indirect connections made through software or hardware, which pools or aggregates connections. Backup copy. If manufacturer has not included a backup copy of the software product within the computer, you may make a single backup copy of the software product. You may use You may use the backup copy solely for archival purposes. Backup utility. If the software product includes a Microsoft Backup utility, you may use the utility to make the single backup copy. After the single backup copy is made, the backup utility will be permanently disabled. Except as expressly provided in this EULA, you may not otherwise make copies of the software product, including the printed materials accompanying the software. Tool description. 2. Description and of other rights and limitations. Windows NT Workstation. If the software product is in Windows NT Workstation, the following additional restrictions apply. Processor limitation. The software product may be used by no more than a maximum number of processors on the computer indicated at the top of this EULA. Maximum processor version selection. The CD or diskettes on which the software product resides may contain several copies of the software product, each of which is compatible with a different microprocessor architecture, such as the x86 architecture or various RISC architectures, processor versions. You may install and use only one copy of the processor version of the software product on the computer. Language version selection. Manufacturer may have elected to provide you with a selection of language versions for one or more of the Microsoft software products licensed under this EULA. If the software product is included in more than one language version, you are licensed to use only one of the language versions provided. As part of the setup process for the software product, you will be given a one-time option to select a language version. Upon selection, a language version selected by you will be set up on the computer, and the language versions not selected by you will be automatically and permanently deleted from the hard disk of the computer. Operating system selection. Manufacturer may have elected to provide you with a selection of Microsoft operating system software for the computer. If the software product includes more than one Microsoft operating system software, i.e. Windows 98, Windows 95, Windows NT Workstation, Windows for Workgroups, Windows MS-DOS, and Windows, or MS-DOS and Windows for Workgroups, Microsoft OS, you are licensed to use only one of the Microsoft OS selections provided. As part of the setup process for the software, you'll be given a one-time option to select one Microsoft OS. Upon selection, the one Microsoft OS selected will be used to set up your computer, and the other Microsoft OSs not selected by you will be automatically and permanently deleted from the hard disk of the computer. Limitations on reverse engineering decompilation and disassembly. You may not reverse engineer, decompile, or disassemble the software product, except and only to the extent that such activity is expressly permitted by applicable law notwithstanding this limitation. Separation of components. The software product is licensed as a single product. Its component parts may not be separated for use on more than one computer. Single computer. The software product is licensed with the hardware as a single integrated product. The software product may only be used with the hardware as set forth in this EULA. Single EULA. The package for the software product may contain multiple versions of this EULA, such as multiple translations and/or multiple media versions, e.g. in the user documentation and in the software. In this case, you are licensed to use one copy of the software product. Rental. You may not rent, lease, or lend the software product. Software product transfer. You may permanently transfer all of your rights under this EULA only as part of a permanent sale or transfer of the hardware, provided you retain no copies. You transfer all of the software product, including all component parts, the media and printed material, any upgrades, this EULA, and, if applicable, the certificates of authenticity, and the recipient agrees to the terms of the EULA. If the software product is an upgrade, any transfer must also include all prior versions of the software product. Termination. Without prejudice to any other rights, manufacturer or MS may terminate this EULA if you fail to comply with the terms and conditions of this EULA. In such event, you must destroy all copies of the software product and all of its component parts. Trademarks. This EULA does not grant you any rights in connections with any trademarks or service marks of manufacturer, MS, or its suppliers, including Microsoft Corporation. Application sharing. The software product may contain Microsoft NetMeeting, a product that enables applications to be shared between two or more computers, even if an application is installed on only one of the computers. You may use this technology with all Microsoft application products for multi-party conferences. For non-Microsoft applications, you should consult the accompanying license agreement or contact the licensor to determine whether application sharing is permitted by the licensor. 3. Upgrades. If a software product is labeled as an upgrade, you must be properly licensed to use a product identified by manufacturer, MS, or Microsoft Corporation as being eligible for the upgrade in order to use the software product. Eligible product. For the purpose of upgrade products only, hardware shall mean the computer system or computer system component with which you receive the eligible product. A software product labeled as an upgrade replaces and/or supplements the eligible product which came with the hardware. You may use the resulting upgrade product only in accordance with the terms of this EULA and only with the hardware. If the software product is an upgrade of a component of the package of software programs that you license as a single product, the software product may be used and transferred only as part of the single product package and may not be separated for use on more than one computer. 4. Copyright. All title and intellectual property rights in and to the software product, including but not limited to any images, photographs, animation, video, audio, music, text, and applets incorporated into the software product, the accompanying printed materials, and any copy of the software product are owned by MS or its suppliers, including Microsoft Corporation. You may not copy the printed materials accompanying the software product. All title and intellectual property rights in and to the content which may be accessed through the use of the software product is the property of the respective content owner and may be protected by applicable copyright or other intellectual property laws and treaties. This EULA grants you no rights to use such content. All rights not expressly granted under this EULA are reserved by MS and its suppliers, including Microsoft Corporation. 5. Dual media software product. You may receive the software product in more than one medium. Regardless of the type or size of medium you receive, you may use only one medium that is appropriate for the computer. You may not use or install the other medium on another computer. You may not loan, rent, lease, lend, or otherwise transfer the other medium to another user except as part of the permanent transfer as provided above of the software product. 6. Product support. Product support for the software product is not provided by MS, Microsoft Corporation, or their affiliates or subsidiaries. For product support, please refer to the manufacturer's support number provided in the documentation for the hardware. Should you have any questions concerning this EULA, or if you desire to contact manufacturer for any other reason, please refer to the address provided in the documentation for the hardware. 7. Export restrictions. If this EULA is not labeled and the software product is not identified as North American version only above on the product identification card or on the software product packaging or other written material, then the following terms apply. You agree that you will not export or re-export the software product to any country, person, or entity subject to U.S. export restrictions. You specifically agree not to export or re-export the software product to any country to which the U.S. has embargoed or restricted the export of goods or services, which as of March 1999 include, but are not necessarily limited to, Cuba, Iran, Iraq, Libya, North Korea, Sudan, and Syria, or to any national of any such country, wherever located, who intends to transmit or transport the software product back to and such countries, to any person or entity who you know or have reason to know will utilize a software product or a portion thereof in the design, development, or production of nuclear, chemical, or biological weapons. Or 3. To any person or entity who has been prohibited from participating in U.S. export transactions by any federal agency of the U.S. government. You warrant and represent that neither the BXA, as defined below, nor any other U.S. federal agency has suspended, revoked, or denied your export privileges. If the software is labeled North American version only above on the product identification card or on the software product packaging and other written materials, the following things apply. The software product contains strong encryption features. The software product may be distributed in the United States, its territories, possessions, and dependencies, and Canada without an export license. Export of the software product from the United States is regulated under L controls of the Export Administration Regulations, EAR 15 CRF 730 744 of the U.S. Commerce Department, Bureau of Export Administration, BXA. An export license or applicable license exception is required to export the software product outside the United States or Canada. For additional information, see microsoft.com/exporting. You agree that you will not directly or indirectly export or re-export the software product or portions thereof to any country other than Canada or to any person or entity subject to the U.S. export restrictions without first obtaining a Commerce Department export license or determining that there is an applicable license exception. You warrant and represent that neither the BXA nor any other U.S. federal agency has suspended, revoked, or denied your export privileges. 8. Note on Java support. The software product may contain support for programs written in Java. Java technology is not fault tolerant and is not designed, manufactured, or intended for use on resale as online control equipment in hazardous environments requiring fail-safe performance, such as in the operation of nuclear facilities, aircraft navigation or communication systems, air traffic control, direct life support machines, or weapon systems, in which the failure of Java technology could lead directly to death, personal injury, or severe physical and environmental damage. Sun Microsystems Incorporated has contractually obligated Microsoft to make this disclaimer. For limited warranties and special provisions pertaining to your particular jurisdiction, please refer to your warranty booklet included with the package or provided with the software product's printed materials. Appendix Warranties. Warranties and special provisions for Australia, New Zealand, or Papua New Guinea. Express limited warranty. Consumer rights. Consumers may have the benefit of certain rights or remedies pursuant to the Trade Practices Act and similar state and territory laws in Australia or the Consumer Guarantees Act in New Zealand, in respect of which certain liability may not be excluded. Limited express warranty. Manufacturer warrants that A. The software will perform substantially in accordance with the accompanying product manuals for a period of 90 days from the date of receipt, and B. Any Microsoft hardware accompanying software will be free from defects in materials and workmanship under normal use and service for a period of 1 year from the date of receipt. Customer remedies. To a maximum extent permitted under applicable law, manufacturers and its suppliers' entire liability and your exclusive remedy under the express warranty is, at manufacturer's option, either A. returned at the price paid, or B. repair or replacement of the software or Microsoft hardware which does not meet the warrant and which is returned to the manufacturer with a copy of your receipt. The warranty is void if failure from the software or Microsoft hardware has resulted from accident, abuse, or misapplication. Any replacement software and or Microsoft hardware will be warranted for the remainder of the original warranty period for 30 days, which is even longer. Limitations of liability. To a maximum extent permitted by applicable law, any conditions or warranties imposed or implied by law are hereby excluded. Consumers may nevertheless have the benefit of certain rights or remedies pursuant of the Trade Practices Act or similar state and territory laws in Australia or the Consumer Guarantees Act in New Zealand, in respect of which liability may not be excluded. Insofar as such liability may not be excluded, then to the maximum extent permitted by law, such liability is limited at the exclusive option of manufacturer to either A, the replacement of the software and any accompanying hardware supplied, or B, correction of defects in the software, or C, payment of the cost of having defects in the software and any accompanying hardware supplied. Exclusion to liability/damages. The following is without prejudice to any rights you may have at law which cannot legally be excluded or restricted. You acknowledge that no promise, representation, warranty, or undertaking has been made or given by manufacturer and/or Microsoft Corporation or related company of either to any person or company on its behalf in relation to the profitability of or any other consequences or benefits to be obtained from the delivery or use of the software and any accompanying Microsoft hardware, software, manuals, or written materials. You have relied upon your own skill and judgment in deciding to acquire the software and any accompanying hardware, manuals, and written materials for use by you, except as and to the extent provided in this agreement, neither manufacturer and/or Microsoft Corporation or related company of either will in any circumstances be liable for any other damages whatsoever, including, without limitation, damages for loss of business, business interruption, loss of business information, or other indirect or consequential loss arising out of the use or inability to use or supply or non-supply of the software and any accompanying hardware and the written materials. Manufacturer and/or Microsoft corporations or any related company. Total liability under any provision of this agreement is in any case limited to the amount actually paid by you for the software and/or Microsoft hardware. This agreement is governed by the laws of New South Wales, Australia, or where suppliers are made in New Zealand by the laws of New Zealand. Warranty and special provisions for England, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland. Limited warranty. Manufacturer warrants that A, the software will perform substantially in accordance with the accompanying written materials for a period of 90 days from the date of receipt, and B, any Microsoft hardware accompanying the software will be free from defects in materials and workmanship under normal use and services for a period of 1 year from the date of receipt. Any implied warranties on the software and Microsoft hardware are limited to 90 days and 1 year. Some states/jurisdictions do not allow limitations on duration of an implied warranty, so the above limitation may not apply to you. Customer remedies. Manufacturers and its implies entire liability, and your exclusive remedy shall be, at the manufacturer's option, either A, return at the price paid, or B, repair or replacement of the software or hardware that does not meet this limited warranty and which is returned to manufacturer with a copy of your receipt. This limited warranty is void if failure of the software or hardware has resulted from accident, abuse, or misapplication. Any replacement software or hardware will be warranted for the remainder of the original warranty period or 30 days, whichever is longer. No other warranties. To the maximum extent permitted by applicable law, manufacturer and its suppliers disclaim all other representations, warranties, conditions, or other terms, either express or implied, including but not limited to implied warranties and I did not expect to see a typo here. Anyway. But not limited to implied warranties and or conditions of merchantability and fitness for a particular purpose with regard to the software, the accompanying written materials, or any accompanying hardware. This limited warranty gives you specific legal rights. You may have others which vary from state jurisdiction to state jurisdiction. No liability for consequential damages. To the maximum extent permitted by applicable law, in no event shall manufacturer or its supplies be liable for any damages whatsoever, including without limitation, direct or indirect, damages for personal injury, loss of business profits, business interruption, loss of business information, or any other pecuniary loss arising out of the use of or inability to use this product, even if manufacturer has been advised of the possibility of such damages. In any case, manufacturers, and this supplies entire liability under any provision of this agreement, shall be limited to the amount paid by you for the software and or Microsoft hardware. Because some states' jurisdictions do not allow the exclusion or limitation of liability for consequential or incidental damages, the above limitation may not apply to you. Special provisions. Reverse engineering. If you acquire the software in the European community, you may not reverse engineer, decompile, or disassemble the software except to the extent and for the express purposes authorized by applicable law. This software license agreement is governed by the laws of England. Appendix warranties and special provisions for Canada. Limited warranty. Limited warranty. Manufacturer warrants that A, the licensed software will provide substantially in accordance with the accompanying written materials for a period of 90 days from the date of receipt, and B, any Microsoft hardware accompanying the software will be free from defects in materials workmanship under normal use and service for a period of 1 year from the date of receipt. Any implied warranties or conditions on the software and Microsoft hardware are limited to 90 days and 1 year respectively. Some state jurisdictions do not allow limitations on duration of an implied warranty, so the above limitation may not apply to you. Customer remedies. Manufacturer and its suppliers' entire liability and their exclusive remedy shall be, at the manufacturer's option, either A, return of the price paid, or B, repair or replacement of the software or hardware that does not meet this limited warranty and which is returned to manufacturer with a copy of your receipt. This limited warranty is void if failure of the software or hardware has resulted from an accident, abuse, or misapplication. Any replacement software or hardware will be warranted for the remainder of the original warranty period, or 30 days, whichever is longer. No other warranties. To a maximum extent permitted by applicable law, manufacturer and its suppliers disclaim all other warranties, either express or implied, including but not limited to implied warranties of merchantability and fitness for a particular purpose with regard to the software, the accompanying written materials, and any accompanying hardware. This limited warranty gives you specific legal rights. You may have others which vary from state/jurisdiction to state/jurisdiction. No liability from consequential damages. To the maximum extent permitted by applicable law, in no event shall manufacturer or its suppliers be liable for any damages whatsoever, including, without limitation, direct or indirect and damages for personal injury, loss of business profits, business interruption, loss of business information, or any other pecuniary loss arising out of the use of or inability to use this product, even if manufacturer has been advised of the possibility of such damages. In any case, manufacturer and its suppliers' entire liability under any provision of this agreement shall be limited to the amount actually paid by you for the software and or Microsoft hardware. Because some states/jurisdictions do not allow the exclusion or limitation of liability for consequential or incidental damages, the above limitation may not apply to you. This software limitation agreement is governed by the laws of the province of Ontario, Canada. Each party hereto, what the fuck is that word? Irrevocably returns to the jurisdiction of the courts of the province of Ontario, and further agrees to commence any litigation which may arise hereunder the courts located in the Justice District of New York, Province of Ontario. This is in French, so I cannot read it. Let's just skip that real quick. Warranty and special provisions for other United for the United States of America and any other country. Let's scroll down. Limited warranty. Limited warranty. Manufacturers warrants that A, the software will perform substantially in accordance with the accompanying written materials for a period of 90 days from the data receipt, and B, any Microsoft hardware accompanying the software will be free from defects and in materials and workmanship under normal use and service for a period of 1 year from the date of receipt. Any implied warranties on the software and Microsoft hardware are limited to 90 days and 1 year respectively. Some states/jurisdictions do not allow limitations on duration of an implied warranty, so the above limitation may not apply to you. Customer remedies. Manufacturers and its suppliers' entire liability and your exclusive remedy shall be at the manufacturer's option, either A, return at the price paid, or B, repair or replacement of the software or hardware that does not meet this limited warranty, and which is returned to the manufacturer with a copy of your receipt. This limited warranty is void if failure of the software or hardware has resulted from an accident, abuse, or misapplication. Any replacement software or hardware will be warranted for the remainder of the original warranty period or 30 days, whichever is longer. No other warranties. To the maximum extent permitted by applicable law, manufacturer and its suppliers disclaim all other warranties, either express or implied, including but not limited to implied warranties of merchantability and fitness for a particular purpose with regard to the software, which accompanying written materials, and any accompanying hardware. This limited warranty gives you specific legal rights. You may have others which vary from state/jurisdiction to state/jurisdiction. No liability for consequential damages. To the maximum extent permitted by applicable law, in no event shall manufacturer or suppliers be liable for any damages whatsoever, including without limitation, special, incidental, consequential, or indirect damage for personal injury, loss of business profits, business interruption, loss of business information, or any pecuniary loss arising out of the use or inability to use this product, even if manufacturer has been advised of the possibility of such damages. In any case, manufacturers and its suppliers' entire liability under any provision of this agreement shall be limited to the amount actually paid by you for the software and or Microsoft hardware. Because some states' jurisdictions do not allow the exclusion or limitation of liability for consequential or incidental damages, the above limitation may not apply to you. Special provisions. U.S. government restricted rights. The software, product, and documentation are provided with restricted rights. Use, duplication, or disclosure by the United States government is subject to restrictions as set forth by subparagraph C1(2), C1II of the rights and in technical data and computer software clause at DFARS 252.227-7013 or subparagraphs C1 and 2 of the commercial computer software restricted rights at 48 CFR 52.227-19 as applicable. Manufacturer is Microsoft Corporation / One Microsoft Way, Redmond. I'm not from the US, so I'm not too sure what that state is. Whatever. 98052-6399. If you acquire the software in the United States of America, the software license agreement and the warranty are governed by the laws of the state of Washington, USA. If you acquire the software outside the United States of America, local law may apply. Alright, so that's they've got pretty good points there. However, I don't accept the agreement. You've chosen not to accept the ICE agreement. Quit the. But I gotta use a PC.